Look, down on the ground.
It's a mountain.
It's a molehill. No, it's supervolcano. Hello everyone and welcome back to Positive Curiosities, the channel where we try to present you with stories of sunshine and rainbows, but also attempt to explain that those rainbows are caused by the slowing down and bending of sunlight in water droplets, separating it into its component wavelengths and colors, thereby making a rainbow. You know, happy things! Yay! Speaking of happy things, let's talk about the possible annihilation of all humanity and the prospect of an epic eruption from a supervolcano. Off we go! Most volcanoes are similar to that old adage about war. They exist in long periods of boredom, punctuated by moments of sheer terror. Typically, our interests are first piqued in grade school when we all made volcanoes with baking soda and vinegar. It's also usually at this time that we learn there are three classic types of volcanoes: cinder cones, composite or stratovolcanoes, and shield volcanoes. Now naturally, we all know everything about these beauties, but let's get into something we normally don't talk about: supervolcanoes. A supervolcano is a volcano that has an eruption of magnitude 8 on the Volcano Explosivity Index. And all that means is that deposits from the eruption were greater than 1,000 cubic kilometers or 240 cubic miles. That's a cube with 10-kilometer sides. Math. Volcanoes that have fit the bill over the past 2 million years include Yellowstone, Long Valley Caldera in eastern California, Topa in New Zealand, and Toba in Indonesia. But what would happen if a supervolcano had a super eruption today? Let's take Yellowstone as an example. First, in and around the region, earthquakes would become more frequent and increase in intensity even years in advance. Ground deformation increases as the region begins to bulge from the pressure of the underlying magma chamber, while geysers may erupt more frequently and with greater intensity. Then we're off to the races. The initial eruption is an explosion unlike anything that's been seen in human existence, sending ash, rock, and gas high up into the atmosphere, with the ensuing eruption column reaching up to 16 miles into the stratosphere. Superheated ash, gas, and rock fragments, called pyroclastic flows, rush outward from the volcano at speeds exceeding 200 miles per hour, incinerating everything in its path for miles into neighboring states. Ash would blanket most of the country, reaching thousands of miles, disrupting infrastructure and causing respiratory issues. Sulfur dioxide and other chemicals from the ash plume mix with the atmosphere to form acid rain near the eruption area. Now we're cooking. The resulting ash cloud can block the sun for weeks, months, or even years depending on the size of the explosion, leading to a period of global cooling known as a volcanic winter. This would damage plants and crops, leading to a collapse in the food chain that would take years or decades to recover from. The aftermath of the eruption would require extensive cleanup, reconstruction, and adaptation efforts, easily in the trillions of dollars, and the surrounding region would likely be uninhabitable for a significant period of time. Okay, so what's positive about all this? Well, lucky for us, these scenarios are not common or even likely according to experts. In fact, experts say that Yellowstone has a probability of erupting again at about 0.00014% each year. So yeah, that's pretty low. Could it still occur? Sure, nothing's exact, but there haven't been notable precursors of an impending large-scale eruption. And the truth is, most volcanoes and even supervolcanoes have normal small eruptions that, while some are disruptive and not great, they are typically highly localized and won't cause a mass extinction event for humanity. Honestly, the fact that so many news articles, YouTube videos, and movies are devoted to showing the more destructive side of these volcanoes, this video included, could be chalked up to the negativity bias and the appeal to emotion fallacy. The negativity bias is the fact that humans are typically drawn to negative information and allow that information to outweigh more neutral information in our daily thinking, while the appeal to emotion is just as it sounds. A lot of people will try to present an idea or something with more emotion or sensationalism to make their arguments when the facts aren't on their side, such as, "We're all gonna die!" versus the more realistic and boring, "We'll probably be fine." The old news axiom of if it bleeds, it leads is a good example of this. And honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world. Again, so long as you know that these biases exist, learn to spot them in yourself whenever possible, and know that every media source, no matter how trustworthy, will try to use these tactics to get their point across. It would be nice if most media balanced out the negative with some positive, or if the news stayed completely neutral and solely reported on facts, but hey, then we wouldn't need to be here. So remember, it's important to understand how your media sources are trying to manipulate you, even with the very best of intentions, so you can learn when not to make a mountain out of a molehill. Cheers!